To conquer yourself, first you need to know what you want to conquer in you and why. Let's address the why first. Well, we all have certain goals in our lives and we want to accomplish them so much, but mostly we can't work on them. Ideas come in our mind and they mostly stay there without being processed. Sometimes we start to work on them, but then we lose the tempo. In this video, we will talk about conquering yourself for the sake of your goals. Let's try to discuss 5 different factors that might stop you from doing new things in your life. Without further delay, let's start with the first one. Status quo bias. Most people avoid change in their lives. It's not our statement, but a result of research work. In 1988, 2 scientists, Richard and William, published an article in the Journal of Risk and Uncertainty, which says that people want that things stay the same as they are. They call this concept status quo bias, which means it's our own minds that stop us from doing new things. Our mind is not ready for change. It wants us to stay in the present scenario. But why? Well, because every change is like making a new trekking path through a wild, shrubby mountain where there is no sign of a track at all. It's risky and thus unsafe. It also requires effort and thus not easy. Plus, we don't know the outcome and thus we are uncertain. To break the status quo bias of your mind, you might need to become adventurous. For adventurous people, failure is acceptable, but not taking a chance is never acceptable. They do new things to experience the happening rather than thinking of what will happen. It's like they prefer to jump in the water to have the experience of cold water instead of standing at the bank of the river and keep thinking of what will happen. Number 2, your identity. The second biggest hurdle within you is your identity. Depending on your new goals, certain things might require you to change yourself. The person you are today might not suit what you want to achieve, which means you might need to become a new person to achieve what you're after. For example, if you begin to write, your mind is going to think differently because writers are deep thinkers. To process your thoughts, you might need to spend more time alone. There are many psychological phases which you might go through to become a writer. All those phases are new for you until you get used to them. And it doesn't mean that first you have to become a new person and then you will start what you are aiming for. But actually, when you start your journey towards your goals, you have already started to change yourself. All you need to understand is that you are changing. Be ready for it. Don't resist the change. Or in other words, don't stick to your old identity. To achieve your new identity and to get used to it, you need time and acceptance. Number 3, your habits. Habits are those tasks that you can do automatically without planning, without putting extra effort, and even without thinking. To start something new, you need to plan, and for that, you might need to think how, when, and where. When is a barrier. In fact, people plan and stay in this place for years. How is an even bigger barrier. You will face hundreds of questions on how you would do it, and where is not easy either sometimes. I'm not a professional writer yet, and that's why I have to face when, how, and where all the time. But once writing becomes my habit, I would do it without any hesitation, because habits make things easy. The task goes to autopilot mode. Once you get used to what you're doing, you will do that effortlessly. To establish writing as a habit, I need to repeat the process of writing. James Clear described this in his famous book, Atomic Habits. When and where are parts from one of the chapters. There are many ways to establish new habits. Repetition is one of them. Your old loop of habits give you a comfort zone. That's why you keep doing them. However, if you want to get comfortable with your new task, you might need to repeat them until they become part of your life. You can start working on any goal by answering these 2 simple questions. When am I going to do it, and where would I do it? Number 4, desires versus dreams. My dream is to have millions of followers. I want that many people watch and learn from my videos. However, at the same time, when I'm writing this script, the YouTube channel Solid Clarity has less than 100 subscribers, 64 to be exact. The video you are watching right now was first just an idea. I thought of it for several days and then I wrote it. After that, it went through an editor and then it became a voice, and at the end, it was presented to you guys in this animation. How can I put all this effort, time, and energy when the outcome seems almost zero? Well, because it's a dream, and every dream needs sacrifices. On the other hand, scrolling through social media, going out with friends, and enjoying my life in so many other different ways are my desires. Desires are anything that makes you instantly happy, but in the long run, they don't make you satisfied. Fulfillment of dreams, however, makes you feel proud. Desires are attractive because they give you pleasure right away. On the other hand, fulfillment of dreams seems hard. The journey of dreams often seems unfavorable and sometimes even harsh, but the taste of their fruit lasts forever. While the process of desires is energizing, but let's say they give you a hangover. To accomplish any big goals in your life, you might need to sacrifice a few things first. Along with so many other sacrifices, one of the biggest sacrifices is your desires. You are fighting with yourself all the time for the things you wish to do versus for the things you are supposed to do. Life is purely desires versus dreams. So one of the biggest hurdles on your way to your goals is your desires. Perhaps sometimes you might want to get tough on yourself when it comes to your dreams, because that's what you want the most. Number 5, a lack of patience. Let's try to understand this one with a famous story. A man was trying to cut a tree, but it was not working. Someone told him to sharpen his axe. He replied that it will waste his time. Although he was already wasting his time, and he was surely not stupid either to not understand the simple logic, but his desire to get the tree down as quickly as possible was not allowing him to think logically. This desire to get the result as soon as possible is called impatience. And as is evident, a lack of patience can make you look like a fool, because it steals your logical thinking. And that's probably why many smart people don't get what they want, not because they can't get or they don't deserve it, but because they don't have the patience to wait for the result to come. Patience is the key to every success. It is the biggest requirement to achieve anything in your life. It is literally the only barrier between you and your dream life. Today, I have less than 100 subscribers on my YouTube channel. I don't have any doubt that this channel will reach millions of people one day. If I want to witness that day, I just need to wait patiently. And how do I learn this patience? The answer is by being busy in the process. I don't need to wait for the outcome. My job is to do things in the right way. The outcome is obvious. If I plant an orange tree, take care of its water and all other necessities, it will produce oranges. If I open a restaurant, make delicious food, serve it in a nice way, people will come and eat. My job is to fulfill the requirements of my business. The result will take care of itself. Let's summarize the key points of this whole discussion. To break the status quo of your mind, be curious about the results. Fill your mind with those kinds of thoughts that glorify the outcome for you. Working on something new might change you too. Embrace the change. Get ready to see the new, best version of yourself. One of the easiest ways to bring something in your habit is repetition. Hold back your wishes and desires because the fruit of your dream is much more delicious than anything else. Be busy in the process of your job. The result will take care of itself. And if it's taking longer, that probably means you are doing something big. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. If you have learned something new from this video, please hit the like button. It helps the channel grow. To watch the upcoming, more interesting videos, please subscribe to Solid Clarity. Until next time, stay positive and always keep fighting.